Joining me in the studio is vocalist Todd Michael Hall. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate you having me.
Yes, of course. Well, I'm intrigued by your story. So kind of tell us how you got into singing and all of that.
Wow. I've been singing forever, really. Actually,
Wow.
when I was about 5 years old, I went to Furbringer here in Saginaw, which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
And I remember my kindergarten teacher telling my mom, he has kind of a good voice. You should give him, music lessons and stuff. So I took piano lessons later on in life. So I've just always been a singer. I think for me it was something that I then started pursuing more when I was in high school. I had an older brother who was into music and he had a band, and so when I was about 15 years old, that's when I performed out live with a band for the first time.
Well, you've also made a name for yourself. You appeared on The Voice.
Yeah, I did. It's amazing for me because my career, I guess if you want to call it that, kind of blossomed really when I got in my 40s. I got out of it for a little while. I mean, I finished college and started working with the family business. And about the middle of the 90s, I was kind of done. And then I started up in the aughts. And then after that, it just kind of blossomed, more albums, more projects and stuff. And then The Voice just ended up being one of those special things where it was like, geez, I wonder if I could get on. So I just went to the cattle call in Chicago and I got selected. So it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what was that journey like for you? Because I'm sure that's like the ultimate dream for anyone in the music industry.
It's a great time, and I think ultimately it's experience. I think your perspective on it and how you feel it and experience it probably depends on where you're at.
Sure.
Being a little bit older person on it, I was 50 when I was on The Voice. So to me, my life was pretty established.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more like kind of enjoy the ride and just see what it's like and where it can take me. Actually, it was a lot of fun. Everybody associated with the show was really nice. It was just interesting to see all the behind-the-scenes stuff. So it's funny because now when I watch the show, I feel like, oh yeah, I know where they're at before they go on, and I know how they put this together and that. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I call it kind of a rock. They have those rock star camps, and it almost felt something like that, where you get to go pretend you're a rock star for a little while.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now talk about how all of that kind of transcends into a message of, it's never too late to get into music, especially if it's your passion.
I think it's tough because, I've always found it difficult to make music my sole passion, my sole focus for trying to earn a living. I was a little scared to do that. I did well in high school. I graduated from Arthur Hill back in '87, and I went on to the University of Michigan and got my degree. And about the time I got out of school in '91, the music scene had changed quite a bit, and I stuck with it. But I kind of didn't really have the guts to just move out to LA and try to make my living doing it. So I worked in the family business, glass tender, here, and kind of put in a lot of time there. So, for me, it's tough. I tend to be, I'm probably maybe not the best person to ask that, because I tend to be more along the lines of, go get a degree and make sure you have something that you can pursue that's going to help support you and give you a living. And I tend to treat music and stuff more as the passion that you pursue on the side, and hopefully if it develops into something bigger, you can. But, it just depends on your perspective. Some people, they want to put it all in it and go for it.